Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome back. If you've been here for a little minute now, I'm so excited to be off from work today, and I'm like, okay, let me make some use of this free time that I have today, and I wanted to get this video out to you guys. This is like a follow-up video to a previous video I did about nursing being toxic, right? So this video is like for my nurses, for people who are inspiring to be nurses. Once again, this is like not to discourage anyone. This is just like the harsh reality, but it is what it is. My experience may not be your experience depending on the setting that you work, but this is just my experience. This is things that I've seen or whatever. So it is what it is. Do what you will with the information. And of course, follow up with me in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about your experiences, things you've seen, things you've heard about. Let's get the conversation going. All right. So as y'all know, the trusty notes that I write just to like keep me on topic because I can talk. Like I can really talk. But, I like to keep it brief so that you guys could just watch the video and get on about y'all day. All right, so let's talk. A little background history, right? So from the time I can remember, I always wanted to be a nurse. I've always wanted to be a nurse. I don't even think that there was ever a time where I was thinking about doing something else. Well, I did think of doing other things only because I was afraid of applying and not getting into school or, whatever have you, right? So, but ultimately, I've always known that I wanted to be a nurse. I think a part of that stems from like my childhood and how I grew up, right? So I don't think I've ever mentioned on this channel, but if you know me like in real life, like that I was adopted. I was adopted by my aunt, my mom's sister, me and my youngest, my baby sister. I have a sister before her, and then there's the baby, my baby sister. We were adopted by my aunt, right? So prior to us being adopted, we lived in 3 different foster homes. I mean, it is what it is. All I could say, like, in regards to that is that the foster homes that we lived in prior to being adopted were never really good. It wasn't really a good situation. The homes weren't like, I don't know how they were found eligible to be able to have foster kids, because these places was crazy. Maybe some video down the line I could talk about my experiences in foster care, but whatever. It is what it is. It wasn't a good situation, right? Also, I want to say that if my mom watches this video or if my father comes across this video, like, I love y'all. This video in no way, shape, or form is to make you upset, make you feel bad. The truth is the truth. Y'all know that I have forgiven you guys. I'm good. We're good. And even though I may not fully understand why things were the way they were, I've made peace with it. So, and I've had to make peace with it for the sake of myself, for the sake of my own mental health, for the sake of my children, for the sake of the family that I've created. I've had to make peace with things that happened in the past. I don't hold anything against you guys. It is what it is. The truth is the truth. My story is my story. So, with that being said, let's move on, because I know my mama may watch this and she may get in her feelings, but this is not to make you in your feelings. You know, you my girl. You know, we are actively working on, being better to each other, right? So, yes, where was I? Yeah, so with all of that being said, from the time I was a little girl, I've always wanted to be a nurse, probably because like I wanted to be able to help people, wanted to be able to advocate for people, and just be there for people in their times of need. I've always known that I wanted to be a nurse, right? Okay, so I don't know. So now, today, I feel as though we have gotten away from what nursing truly is, right? I feel like it has become more of a money making thing. And while I do understand that it is a business, I feel like it's less and less about the patient, right? I don't know. I just feel like everything is in the hospital system, everything is so money driven. Everything is what can we bill for? What can we say that we did? I mean, you're actually doing the things. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you're not doing the things, but I'm just saying like it's I think it's everything is just money motivated, right? And then like you have Instagram and you have YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and all these social platforms that highlight you see the cars, you see the bags, and you see the expensive homes, because during COVID we were able to make the most money that we'll probably ever make as a nurse. And it's okay to, don't get me wrong, it's okay to reward yourself, it's okay to buy nice things, but it becomes a problem when that's all people see, right? That's what's being highlighted. You're not talking about, uh, the fact that, you changing people, you are doing enemas, you are getting vomited on, like all these things that really come with nursing. Like we're not talking about that. So all people are seeing are the highlights, and they're not realizing that there's a lot that comes with being a nurse, right? You have to have a certain level of compassion and love in your heart for people in general to be a nurse, right? I'm not saying that we don't do things for money, because let's be honest and let's be real, right? You have a house, you have your children, you have your car, you have all these bills and expenses. So don't get me wrong, money is important to make. But while money is important to make, you have to actually like what you're doing. You have to actually give a damn about people, because if you don't, it's going to show up in your work. It's going to show that you really don't give a fuck about nothing. Like you're just here for the money, and it's going to show. And it's just bad, right? So, like I said, you actually got to, in order to be a good nurse, like there's a certain level of compassion you have to have, a certain level of empathy you have to have, like, and that's just what's lacking these days. That's really what's lacking these days. So, with all of that being said, don't get into nursing, right? If it's just for the money. Because there's going to be times where you're not making as much money as you would have liked to make. And when the money stops, or when you're not making as much as you would like to make, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Besides make everybody else life miserable. So it can't solely be about the money. The money is good, the money is important, but it can't solely be about the money, right? So moving past that, working with women, right, has always been rough for me. I just think that women are competitive. I think women are mean. And it's just never really been good for me, because I'm not the type, I haven't reached that maturity level where people could say and do things to me and I don't say or do something back. It may not be right then and there, but trust me, I'm gonna get you. Like I'm gonna say something, or I'm gonna whatever. And it just is what it is, right? So for my side hustle, I do home care. So a lot of you guys know that I do home care on the side. Like I'll see patients on like my days off, go do some assessments, go do some wound care, whatever. It's just a side job for me. It's not much money. Maybe on a good week, maybe $1,500 on a good week. But like I said, I don't do it that often because the documentation is a killer and I don't be having the time to do all of that. So whatever, it is what it is, right? So for my side hustle, I have an African American boss. So he's like the top, and then he has us nurse. He's also a nurse, and he has us. He has field nurses, which is what I am, a field nurse. And he has nurses who work in the office with him that do case management and do other things. And it's all good. The atmosphere is good. It's not toxic. Everyone there is very helpful, and he's just like a no nonsense kind of person. But he's very nice. He's very helpful. Like, this is the smoothest job I've ever had. He lives not far from me at all. So at any point in time, like if I need something, if I need supplies, he can bring it from the office and drop it to my home. I can pick it up from him. It's just so smooth, so just easygoing. The thing is, for me, it's the documentation. That's why I refuse to go full time, because I just don't like the documentation. I don't like the going too crazy. Like, because when you're full time, they kind of give you a set schedule and tell you the areas that you're going to go to. More than likely, it's still going to be in the borough in which you live, but it's just too much. Like, I don't want to be in my car for 40 minutes going to the other side of Queens. No, I want to be here in Jamaica, Queens, where I live, and I want to service the people in Jamaica, Queens. Like, I don't want to go out of that. So I stay per diem. But I say that to say that he's just, I don't know, the atmosphere, the vibe is just different. It's just very, very different. Now, in my hospital job, like, them women are just like so goddamn mean. Like, I don't know what it is. They're so freaking mean. And once they know that you're an agency nurse and they have it in their mind, okay, well, this nurse is probably making $3,000 a week or whatever, I feel like they fuck with you even more. Like, oh, she's making $3,000 a week. Let's give her the hardest assignment. Or let's watch her drown the whole day versus, okay, instead of taking on the mindset of, okay, she's here to help us. She's here to alleviate some of the stress that we feel on a constant basis. They don't think of it like that. They only see the money and they're like, we're going to give her the hardest assignment, whatever. Me, I just realized that I'm coming up on my 5th year of nursing, and like at this point in the game, I can handle myself. You can give me a lot of patience. I will be frustrated. I will cry about it, but I'm going to do what I have to do for each of my patients. And I'm not leaving until the task that I need to do until they're done. I'm just like that. I don't want to pass off nothing to nobody else because it just becomes an issue, right? But what about that new nurse, right? Even if she's not agency, what if she's staff? What about that new nurse? Like, they even treat the new nurses bad. Like, they're not properly precepted. They don't help them once they do come off, once they do leave their preceptor, they don't help them. So it's just like, what is this? And then y'all complain about it being so short and each nurse having 8 and 9 patients and blah, blah, blah. So the patient ratio is supposed to be 1-6. Right? But that rarely ever happens because we're always short. So now y'all complaining, but it's like, you're complaining, but when we had the nurses here, you ran them off with your nasty attitudes and with how you treat them. You ran them off. You saw this nurse struggling. You saw this nurse, basically running around like a chicken with her head cut off, and no one did anything to help her. Now you're wondering why the poor lady done left. Why she left? Because she has no support. From the women that are here, no one thought to say, I'm free right now. I did what I needed to do for my patients. Let me go check on my nurse sister over here and make sure she's good. Let me ask her, does she need help? I have a friend that I used to work with last year. We're still friends. we met during the contract, and she taught me that. It's not that I didn't know it, but she made me like really hone in and realize that I'm your girl. We're friends, right? We're nurses together. We working on the same unit. Sis, come check me. Make sure I'm good. You know, not that she couldn't handle it on her own, or not that I couldn't handle it on my own, but it's like, yo, you know, make sure I'm good. Make sure I'm okay. Make sure I'm not drowning, and I'm gonna make sure you're not drowning. She really taught me that, and that's something that I hold on to. Like, you know, that's just how I am, right? These nurses are so goddamn mean. Like, they will watch you make a mistake and then go report you to a manager. But, you know, my thoughts on that is, if it didn't cause the patient any harm, the patient is not dead. These are things that you can talk to your colleague and say, listen, this is how this is supposed to be done. Or if you do it this way, you'll get this kind of result, which, you know, whatever. Why go report somebody? You have people who just love to walk around and watch what everybody's doing so that they can have something to report, so that they can have something to say. I don't know if it's going to gain them brownie points or what. Like, I don't know. Instead of using, you know, those moments where people make mistakes as teaching moments, they rather just go, you know, tell on you for whatever reason. So it's just like, I don't know. They thrive off of negativity. And I just like, this whole hospital thing is just really a turn off for me. It makes my stomach boil. Like, ugh, I don't want it. I don't like it. I don't. I just really, really don't. And once again, it's just like, I, I just, I've been having some of those moments where I'm just like, what am I doing here? Like, when am I going to be able to escape this? But I do, you know, I'm trying to come up with some sort of exit plan, hopefully by next year. We'll be able to say deuces to the bedside and just keep it pushing. But I don't know, like, it's just so bad. And let's not forget the other things that they do outside of work, right? Like, outside of like work related stuff. You know, they talk about what kind of car you drive, or they talk about if you don't buy lunch every day. Like, if you come to work with food instead versus buying them, they talk about that. Don't let your man come pick you up and one of them happen to see what your man look like. It's just so catty and so like nonsense. I'm just like, what is this? Like, I don't know. A lot of us nurses spend a lot of time at the hospital. A lot of us spend more time at the hospital at work with our colleagues than we do at home with our family. I know I do. And no one wants to work in a toxic environment. No one wants to be unhappy. Like, I'm here 13 hours a day with you heifers. Like, why do we have to be this way towards each other? Like, I don't want to talk about anybody. I don't want to be looking at what another person has or what they're wearing. Like, even down to my sneakers. Like, oh my God, like, they always make these comments like, oh, you must be getting money. You wearing $300 sneakers to work. Listen, it's good that you think that I have money and you can continue to think that, but why are we talking about this? Like, you know, it's like a lot of these staff nurses be so like obsessed with agency nurses, and I'm just like, the same opportunities that were given to me are here for you too. Like, you can go to an agency and sign up and do whatever onboarding you need to do and get on it too. Like, this is not opportunities that were presented to just Selena. Like, these opportunities are available to you too. And you'll probably have a better chance. You've been a nurse since nursing was created. Like, hello? I don't know. A lot nursing has turned a lot of these women bitter and mean and just catty And I'm just over it. And I know this type of things happen in other professions, but I'm just talking about nursing because that's the profession I'm currently in. You know, like, why are we like this to each other? Why are we this mean towards each other? Like, when is it going to stop? When is there going to be some form of unity? You know, like, that's just what I want more than anything. I just want to be happy when I'm at work. Like, I don't want to feel like, oh, damn. You know, I mean, the patients are the patients, right? The patients are going to nag. They're going to need you. They're going to curse you out one moment and then ask you to give them their pain meds. Their families are going to be in your face. They're going to want you to change the tray because the food is disgusting. They're going to ask you, can they smoke? The patients are going to be the patients, right? And you kind of get to expect that and you get to learn that and you don't let the patients get to you. But you have to deal with the patients, right? Then you have to deal with the doctors. You have to deal with them changing orders left and right. And then you got to deal with the miserable ass coworkers too. Like, come on. Where is the relief? And then you got to come home and deal with the raggedy kids and deal with the raggedy man. And then, like, come on. When am I going to catch a break? Never? I'm not entitled to be okay or feel okay? I don't know. But y'all come in the comments and let's talk, let's discuss what fields of nursing are you guys in. I want to do a work from home job, to be quite honest, but I don't know if that's in the cards for right now. I don't know. But y'all let me know what y'all doing. What kind of nursing are y'all into? Is it easy? Is it hard? You know, have you experienced med surge? What's going on? Y'all just talk to me. Let me know. Let's talk. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.